Now, for any of us who have experience in customer service, you've heard this all the time. Service with a smile, customer's always right. If you're anything like me, you know my 2 cents on the subject. But you said I could bring my own snacks to the movie last time. Hey, you said I could bring my own cup in to fill it with Slurpee last time. What kind of Lowe's is this? Home Depot let me saw a boat in half. Yep, switching to warehousing was for the best. For now. Anyway, the worst kept secret with a lot of these well-known stores is that they're held to the standard of men who have not been with us for quite some time. I mean, can you imagine a support group of these workers, like, sharing stories about how Mr. Walton was upset that they didn't put go-backs away? Or George Jenkins from Publix, if you're not from Florida. George Jenkins was unhappy that you said you're welcome instead of my pleasure. You gotta trick your brain. That is like something that's very hard to get used to. And then, in the back, the Disney Parks cast member is like, do I have some stories to tell? Where do I begin? Another thing is, I'm yet to see a Walmart associate. I was one 3 times myself. I'm yet to see a Walmart associate get asked for help and not look surprised or caught off guard. I mean, all you did was ask where the fish food was, and they look at you like you're their 13th reason. But, let's put ourselves in their shoes for a second. I mean, they only got like an hour and a half of PPTO, and payday's next week. Think about the associate for once. Anyway, where was I? That's for okay. Yeah, fish food, huh? Is that for your pet or the Ben and Jerry's flavor? For your pet, okay. You're all the way on the left over there. Yep. You're welcome. I mean, my pleasure. They do not pay me enough for this. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm your host, Rob Rodriguez. First show of 2025. A great sign that we're off to a good start. The show had to be rescheduled already. Yeah. I mean, come on. The game just started and we're already in last place. This is like graduation night all over again for me. Anyway, what an eventful year 2024 was. I mean, Hugh Jackman returned as the Wolverine. We brought breakdancing to the Olympics. And of course, the Wicked movie was released. Yeah, that was what I was going to say. I mean, you know how it is. Sometimes our mind and what leaves our mouths don't cooperate. It's like your brain comes up with a whole explanation, but it gatekeeps key elements from what you end up actually saying. I mean, you could work at Panera with all those word salads that you make in a day. I mean, maybe the next time you're talking with somebody and you appear to be beating around the bush, and they get frustrated with you and just rather annoyed, saying, spit it out, Just stop talking in circles, golly. Golly. I'm more of a geez person myself, but I went with another interjection there. I mean, you could, call the kettle black for a moment and say to them, oh, sure, like you know exactly what you're going to say on the spot with a beginning, middle, and end. No edits. Imagine for a second that they actually premeditate exactly how a conversation with you is going to go. They're that fed up with you. You gotta ask yourself, am I that predictable? I mean, we all have a filter. Some of us, of course, maintain it better than others. But thanks to that little voice in our head, the one that we're not ashamed of, yeah, that one. We think before we speak, or type for that matter, because honestly, a lot of us don't even answer the phone anymore. It's always like, they're always looking for stuff. I mean, I don't remember the last time I answered the phone. It's never how you been, what's up. It's always, we're calling you about your vehicle's extended warranty. And I'm like, please take my name off the list. Not today, disgraced 90s rap mogul. Thank you, Beyonce. Anyway, we keep a lot of stuff to ourselves. Keep a lot of stuff to ourselves and select friends. Because, honestly, when was the last time a conversation didn't start with, between you and me, do not tell anybody. Do not tell anybody I said this. This is just between us, okay? That, and otherwise we just hint at things and say things without saying it. I swear, if some of our brains were in the cloud, we'd be paying $2.99 a month for extra storage. I mean, take this for example, Facebook groups. I mean, you see them, and it's about something that you're interested in. I mean, at this point, you're such a fan that it's a personality trait. Every time you talk about it with your friends, it's like, But it's like a whole forum where fans interact with other fans. It's like, welcome home. So you join, and you start contributing and sharing your opinions and your thoughts until you start getting comments. The kind of comments that make you want to go back to bed. Yeah, you see, you were so ecstatic to join a Facebook group that's niche that you forgot it was a Facebook group. Okay, unnecessary. I mean, at first you start posting as you naturally would, but then you realize with time that the group is heavily opinionated and uptight, for that matter. So, you want to be on the group side. In this scenario, you start posting to get them on your side, and you start talking about aspects of the fandom that you didn't necessarily care about, but hey, somebody liked it. To put things wisely, I feel the reason we beat around the bush is, frankly, because we don't want to offend anybody. I mean, take new parents or somebody who just had a baby, for example. I mean, you can't just flat out say that the baby looks like it's from another planet, or has whatever Benjamin Button had. You can't say that. You gotta put things. You gotta put things nicely. You gotta be like, oh, he's adorable. Oh, it's a girl? You know what? My mistake. I'm pretty sure you mentioned that. And then they show you all the different onesies that they bought over the weekend, and then they say, they're cute, right? Can I plead the fifth on this one? While we're at it, certain fandoms at the end of the day are nothing to mess with. I mean, Harry Potter, for instance. It got very quiet in here. I mean, you look at the Sorcerer's Stone, or the Philosopher's Stone. Hermione's introduced to us as a good student who is always studying and puts her academics first. Now, my question as someone who's new to the series. If she's studying all these spells, and if I'm not mistaken, she corrected Harry's vision at one point, how has she not come across a spell that brushes hair? As I step back, Gryffindor looks at me like I'm a hater. I say, apologies, Gryffindor. You can send the haterade to the P.O. box. Well, we have a lot of show to fill, so that being said, I'm gonna need a minute. So over the summer, I attempted to change the format up a bit to try to make producing the show easier on me and more tolerable for the audience. Maybe just a little. So in doing so, last July I announced that I was no longer writing the second segment. In fact, I'm just going to flash back to that moment. Okay, so this used to be the part of the show where I do a secondary segment. Well, we kind of stopped doing that. And I proceeded to do a segment that was pretty much what we were trying to do away with. I have got to stop announcing stuff. It's time for that weekly list known as the possibility list. It's kind of like trying to find clean Tupperware after pasta night. Alright, this week's list is titled 6 Odd Things That You Could See While Tracking Your Amazon Package. No hesitating with this one whatsoever. And number 6, it's been at the facility in New Albany for a week. Only in Ohio. Number 5, workers unionized and went on strike while your package was one city away from where you live. Number 4, it returned to the first facility it was at. Number 3, ironically, your copy of Lost, the complete series, is lost. Number 2, it was dropped off at the wrong address, and to make matters worse, porch pirates beat you to it. And number 1, 6 odd things that you could see while tracking your Amazon package. Say that 3 times fast. No one was home to sign for the package. Driver went to McDonald's right quick while waiting for you to come home. Alright, that is the possibility list for you this week. Okay, so if you're like me and you still listen to regular radio, there's no shame in that. I mean, some of us are indecisive with our song choices, and trust me, if I was the one picking the music, we'd be here all day. Right. Now, there's pros and cons of listening to FM radio. I mean, on one hand, you get to listen to some great new artists, but on the other, you might get a very talkative DJ. I mean, dude's talking about a food truck event, but he's had to loop the intro to that one Sabrina Carpenter song just over and over again, to the point where it gets kind of frustrating. Like, I leave quite an impression. Okay, you're still talking. I leave quite an Dude, stop talking. Okay, now the song starts. Thank you. You know, I was actually listening a few months ago, and I heard the DJ say, "Shout out to our caller who earlier won some Sabrina Carpenter merch." You know, that's great and all, but I could have sworn earlier they were giving out Sabrina Carpenter tickets. I mean, imagine the guy's face. He's like, cool. I mean, I wanted to, go to the concert, maybe take my kid, to each his own discretion, of course. But you know what? I'm content with some swag.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
I'm convinced she's not being sincere there. Well, that is the show for you this week. You know how to follow me on social media. Until next time, I know that we're gonna adjust to not having TikTok in our daily routine anymore, for the time being. But just imagine me, someone who's been addicted since 2019, opening their TikTok at midnight on the 19th, and then they see this. I'm sure I'll be fine. Well, that is my time. I leave you with a series we're gonna do for the first several shows called 10 Years in 10 Weeks. So please enjoy. That was me, you know, every morning and every night. No concrete morning routine or sleep schedule. And in other words, I'm a mess. And, you know, let's face it, it's disgusting. I mean, I knew a change was needed, but I didn't know where to start. And that's when I found out about the Gordon Ramsay smart speaker. This state-of-the-art, no-nonsense home smart device is just like having the real Gordon Ramsay steer you into a strict morning routine and bring out the best in you.
I don't know how to wake you up anymore. You're like a zombie.
But I don't have to be up for another 6 hours.
Get out there! What is that? What is that? What is that?
It's breakfast.
It's raw!
And there goes my breakfast. The Gordon Ramsay smart speaker definitely changed my morning routine for sure. It offered to make me scrambled eggs. How in the world are those scrambled?
Hey you! Leave the jacket and get out!
I don't have to be at work for another 6 hours.
Get out!
Okay.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich, yeah. The Gordon Ramsay smart speaker, available on Etsy and eBay for some reason. Also available, the Bob Ross white noise machine.
Let's just put a happy little sky up here. Just making a little crisp.